tonight we will be having a testimonial about emotional stress and X39. When Dr. Rhonda Donahue shared the X39 stem cell activation patch, a lot of you don't know really my story because I haven't told it for so many months, but I am a stage 3 breast cancer survivor. And in 2017, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. It was all over my right breast and in my right lymph system. And I did a double mastectomy, and they gave me 9 months of chemo, and they gave me 6 weeks of radiation. And I was a very sick girl, and my immune system went absolutely crazy. And then after that, I had 6 months where I was like on my road to recovery. And I felt like, I'm okay, I'm going to be fine. This is going to work out. Well, what I didn't understand is I had so much cancer, and I did the cutout before I did the kill with the chemo. And because of that, and I had these things called expanders in my breast so I could have breasts that were real again. But expanders are made out of some material that has a little bit of human or a little bit of, organics in them. And because I didn't do the kill first, it's my opinion that a little piece of cancer never died, and it got stuck in the expander. So 6 weeks later, I was feeling my breast, and I felt a pebble, like a rock, right under my skin. And this had been after 9 months of chemo and 6 weeks of radiation. And I said, what could this be? I went to my oncologist. I said, what is this? He says, it's just scar tissue. It's nothing. You're fine. And then I went to my plastic surgeon who was about ready to do the change out on the breast. And I said, what is this? He says, it's scar tissue. It's fine. But when I change out the breast, we'll biopsy just to ease your mind. I said, okay. I went to the double mastectomy, the change out. Anybody knows what that means? And I said, don't forget to do the biopsy just to make sure. And he said, I'm so glad you told me because I would have forgotten it so little. I said, okay. He did the biopsy. I had one day where I was all recovered, and the next day he called me on his cell phone and he said, Marcy, I have bad news for you. That biopsy came back cancerous again. And I was in tears, and I thought that, okay, this is done. I have 1 foot on one side and 1 foot on the other, and I've already had a reoccurrence. He sent me to City of Hope, and they wanted to put me on all this metastatic breast cancer drugs, and I was devastated because all those drugs made me really, really sick. So we did another cutout, and we did more radiation, and this was 6 months after all of it, and I was super duper depressed. So I prayed. I said, what's going on? What should I do? And I heard, it's gone, you got it all, but if you want to do all those medications, do until the side effects are worse than the drugs. And I did, and the side effects were so bad that I prayed to God on what to do. And 3 months, and at about 3 months later, I stopped the different medications I was trying, and then the stem cell activation patch came my way by Dr. Rhonda. And during that time, I had so much PTSD, that's post-traumatic stress disorder, that for a while, all I would do is look at my breast. I would touch myself. I was sure it was coming back. I'd see a line. It's here. It's here. I have it again. I know I have it again. I was manic. All I would do is check every single day because I just thought it was bad. And then I got so bad that I would just never look at my body at all. Okay, if I don't look at my breast, I don't have anything. And that's where I was. I was emotional mess. And if anybody knows post-traumatic stress syndrome, because it came back so quick the second time, that's where I was. I was cycling over and over and over and over again, and I was in constant fear. And then I started the X39, and the first 2 days, I felt chemo coming out of my mouth. And then it was the metal taste. And then on day 5, my hands got really soft. And on day 10, I felt like a young girl again, like I was 20 again, like I was fine. And that anxiety about dying just lifted. I'm like, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm living. And it was at that point where I called Dr. Rhonda Donahue and I said, I don't know what you just gave me, but I think you saved my life. And I don't have 1 foot on the other side anymore. I'm fully back here.
I'm like, okay, let's check it out. So I'm checking it out and putting it on. A couple of days later, I'm like, oh my God. And I had this depression back then, and it was like, I just wasn't happy at all. And these bad thoughts would come in my head, and you get dark. You get really dark. Anyway, about 2-3 days into it, I call Marcy, go, Marcy, I'm so happy. What is in this thing? What is so happy? I can't even get the bad thoughts in my head. I can't get it. She goes, I know. Is that amazing? So we'd call each other like this, and we go back and forth, and I go, I just can't believe it. And then one day, I called her up, and I'm crying, and I'm like, what's going on? So it was like an up and down type of thing. The stem cells were working. They were absolutely working, and I thought I had a bad back. It went straight to my depression. So I call her up again. I'm like, I'm still good. I can't believe it. The energy's there. I'm like, it just gives you a well-being. And it was like a cloud, dark cloud just lifted out of my head. And so I'm like, so Marcy and I are calling, like, did you feel that? Did you feel that? We were so good. My skin's smooth. And so we'd go back and forth. And just from then on, I've been on it for 9 months. Smooth skin. Someone today goes, Pam, did you lose weight? I'm like, my skin's smoother. Everything is just, and I'm focused. Marcy was right. Today, I was more focused. I'm never in my office that much. And I cleaned it all up. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? So I'm into the brains part of it to where I'm very focused. But I'm balanced now. I'm grounded. And so when you're grounded, everything else feels better. Do I have bad days? Of course I do. But do I have those bad thoughts that last for weeks? No, I do not. So it's helped me in that way of being balanced and grounded, if you know what I mean. And everyone goes, it's like, my best friend goes, where have you been? This is the old Pam that has come back. So stem cells are it. Stem cells are all, I let the stem cells do what it needs to do. And I'm 9 months, and it's working on different other things right now. So I'm very happy.
You know, what's interesting is David Schmidt, our owner and CEO, he created these patches 15 years ago. X39 is only a year old, and these patches are based on light technology, different light waves, right? Like the sun creates ultraviolet light to elevate vitamin D. And so he's just making different light frequencies to heal our body in so many ways. Activating your stem cells is one of those. And I'm just so thrilled to have found this company and these products.